Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Dr. Pluring's battery building enterprise, where we are doing the first preliminary assembly of the battery so far, as far as I've gotten on it anyway, because today I've fabricated, done some metal fabrication. Okay. But that's not really the reason why I'm in a little bit of a, let's not call it hurry, but at least try and explain things in a logical sense that people can actually understand and follow along, right? Today I got in contact with the seller of the BMS on that AliExpress thing. About these things, the lugs that are not the correct size here, just for no reason really other than that I was a little bit annoyed with that they sent the wrong type of lugs, and that got me to the response I got me to pull my ears back a little bit, or how you put it, since I got only nonsensical stupid responses back. I sent pictures and everything, and I mean, this was just to let them know you're sending the wrong thing. What's the deal with this? And that, I thought nothing more of it really than so. But then their responses to that, first they said, well, these are the accessories included, and they sent the screenshots. And this was not even included on that screenshot. So I wrote back, wrote again, said that, well, someone put this in the box and it's not fit for purpose here, because if you were to use this, it would be quite dangerous, because this could touch one of the legs of the MOSFETs in there. And it got back and forth a few times, and only nonsense really. I explained the issue over and over a couple of times, and you know, one of the many issues of dealing with the Chinese on this here platform, AliExpress platform, is that you never know who you're buying from. The product might be excellent, it might be a great product, but you are likely not buying from the manufacturer. You're likely not even buying from someone who has a relationship with the manufacturer. You might be buying from who knows where you're buying from. And when I get responses like that, where they don't understand the issue and so on, then there's someone that is quite far removed maybe from the manufacturer, or someone who might not even know what it is that they're selling. They just picked up a pallet somewhere of these things for cheap, or a pallet or a box of these things for cheap, and are selling them. And they have no idea what it is that they're selling. You never know. And today, I think it is today, I'm going to double check this, but I think it is today that my 2 weeks for doing one of those, filing a complaint, not really, but opening a dispute window, is, I think today is the last day when I have the chance to do that. And you know how it goes with, yeah, they sell it with a year of warranty. Yeah, right. If you don't say anything within those 15 days, then you're pretty much screwed, as the Chinese do not have. I don't think that they have warranty in their vocabulary. Anyway, not that I don't want to come off as racist against the Chinese or anything. I'm just speaking my mind of my experiences, and I don't think it would appear from where I'm sitting here on the floor of my office, about to assemble this from many Chinese components, that they do not have a concept of warranty, or quite understand the concept of warranty, or has the same definition of warranty as one, someone else would, someone such as myself, or someone such as anyone else. So what I have here now then, yes, I fabricated 4 of these, and I have cut my threaded rod to length. So let's just start putting this together. Yeah, indeed, because to test the BMS, see if it is working at all, or if it will just go up in a puff of smoke, or maybe nothing will happen whatsoever when I actually connect it to the battery. I need to assemble the battery first in some sort of way, shape or fashion. There we go. They are now put together. Very nice. It certainly feels good to have it like that. And here for the use pointless nuts too, you can at least put them roughly where they are supposed to be. Now I cannot get one of these out. Nope, that is not coming out. No. That's quite firmly solid thing you made there. Good work. Yeah, I'm not terribly dissatisfied with the result so far. Actually, I'm quite satisfied. And if I want to add a millimeter or so in between the cells for some reason, whatever that would be, if I wanted to add a millimeter of material of some kind in between here, insulation maybe, but I measured the outside of the cell. I read somewhere that sometimes the outer housing of it can be the minus pole of it as well, and then this would be very bad to put together as a battery without having an insulator in between the cells. Very bad. But there you go. Let me take you around, I think maybe. Yes, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like on this side, and this is what it looks like from above. I've done this. Look, that are all for show. It does look a bit more complete, doesn't it? But here it doesn't look so complete when the washer is hanging loose out there. No. But if the nuts are only there for show and don't really do a whole lot of actual fill a lot of purpose, then the washers are even less so. Much less so. So there you have it. It is sort of put together like that anyway. Now only remains to do like all the bus bars, connecting the cells together. We work. I think I added about 5 kilograms or something here with this steel stuff and the rods and nuts and everything. It adds up, as it does when you're packing your caravan. It adds up a whole lot quicker than you might think intuitively. But it does. That's, yeah, it certainly feels good to have them clamped together, I have to say. It does make a difference for the life of the cells or not. There you go. I have to cook dinner now. At least get dinner started. There are, ladies and gentlemen, it's now evening and I'm continuing. I've had my dinner and I've done a little bit of work on the battery in the meantime. I don't know if you can actually see my little bus bar I made. It's a solid piece of copper wire that goes between the terminals here, since one of the original one of the bus bars that they sent will not quite reach. This is now set up. I actually should say, have I measured this? Not quite. I should bring up this. You're going to need it anyway. Here, if it will work. If you don't, it's a little bit glitchy here with the batteries. So if you don't want to play along, then I have I have different tools. Use, such as this one, the Blue Warehouse, the Biltema. You see, put you up there maybe, where people can see, perhaps if you, yes, maybe. Have the polarity correct, and it is not set, let's just check that it isn't set to the amp or current metering. No, it is not. You should be alright. You now know the battery voltage. I do not. The battery voltage was overload, is what it is, because it's maximum of 20 volts right there. So you want it there, 26.65565, and you aren't you supposed to top balance your cells before you put them together like this, and so on, and make sure that they are the fully charged and they have balanced out and such. I figured that that's where this is the job of this thing. They will never, hopefully, never be as unbalanced as they are right now. Hopefully they'll never get as unbalanced ever under my ownership of them anyway, as they are right now. So I figure that's the best time to test it, to test out the balance function in this here thing. If it can, it ought to be able to do this right, whilst it's charging, or when it is almost fully charged, I believe is when the balancing thing kicks in there. So therefore I have not done that, and also then if I wouldn't want to move all these things around here in my compression thingamabob, I'd have to do that open air, so to speak. That would defeat the purpose a little bit of this thing. Yeah, so there you go. It's I've also connected a few other things. Actually connected, this is battery minus to the BMS, because I had this will not be set up for high current now, obviously, but it's something to test with. And I have the positive also with a little ring lug on it, and I actually have a fuse holder, which I have a 15 amp fuse for, so we'll not be pushing this at this stage. Now, this is to test the BMS, that see that it actually works, and maybe also at this stage I'll rig up a charger to it, see if we can get it to charge and so on. We're tearing it apart again and doing it properly, putting it together properly. Right then, so the way I figure, now we also need to be a little bit aware here. If I were to do that, it would not be good. This thing would heat up very quickly, and so on. That might not be good neither. No, that'll be right. There wouldn't be a circuit, but that would be that would be extremely bad. That would be very, 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 very bad indeed as well. Yes, so we try and avoid that, simply shorting out either the cells or the battery as a whole. Looking at the wiring diagram here now, I have already wired up then negative on the BMS to this, and I have not wired up the battery positive to this yet, but it is there. And I have also wired up output from the BMS to a little test load, actually, 12 volt halogen bulbs in series. I think they should be, if I did this right. It seems to be in series. Yes, they are in series. So there you go. That should provide a little test load or something. So now then, you just do this, and I won't do it like very neatly or anything, because this is very temporary. Okay, today it is the 21st of November, I think, or thereabouts anyways. So we'll see just how temporary this thing will be, for how long it stays this way with this temporary cabling, but it is, the connector here is keyed like so. It goes into the BMS like there, like so. So the black one is it says on BMS there is B minus, battery minus, and then you're supposed to wire it like from the next cell. Yes, of course. So you want to ground your BMS here. You want to, I don't know what you want to do, that's none of my business, but I want to ground my BMS here, together with the main negative for ground my battery and yeah, whatever, mate. So I want to have that cable connected there anyways to the main negative of the battery. Correct, yes. And then the next cable coming out of this connector should be there, and so on and so forth. So, nuts. And this is okay. This is maybe not the securest way of doing this. No, you should obviously do this properly. But as I said, this primarily right now is for testing the BMS and maybe also charging the battery a little bit sometime, see how that goes and so on. I have 15 amp fuse on it, so you're not ever going to get more than 15 amperes out of here before that thing pops. Shouldn't anyway. And so yeah, this is no problem. Is of course I should have looked at this thing before, because the cells are now numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're supposed to connect the BMS the other way around, start by counting from main negative. So does it matter? It matters a little bit maybe, because if I have my spreadsheet where I've entered in the original voltages of each and every cell, right? And if I want to keep track of which cells are good and which are bad, or if there's any difference and so on with them, then it would be a lot easier to keep track of if the numbering would be the same. But I'm not going to take this whole thing apart for that, just now anyway. There you go, that's the second one. It's a bit exciting, this, and scary too, as simultaneously as it should not really be dangerous, but it is not, hopefully not dangerous. If I've done this right, this should not be dangerous at all. And this I can short myself. I can touch that 25 volts DC. Supposedly not dangerous. I'm not giving out any sort of electrical safety advice right now, right here, but apparently up to about 50 volts DC should be relatively safe under most circumstances. Yeah, so that's all of them connected. Now then, to test if I've actually done this right or not, I'll bring you over to this side. This one will do. Just a moment here. There we go. So we can read out the display and everything together, I think. There is the fuse terminal, and there is my homemade little bus bar. Nice, huh? Very nice, you know. Yeah. These, we should bundle them together or something. Yeah, lots of stuff to do later. For now, we have to measure this, that I've actually done this right. And you should ought to be able to see the display. Yes. And what we should do then is to first probe this connector from starting with the B minus. Yes. 3.3 volts, and for every wire I go here, the voltage should increase by one cell, the next cell over. So far we're all right. So we had 3.3, and obviously when you do that one, you don't want to short these together. But 3.3 and 6.6, 9.9, 9.9, 13.2, yeah, 9.9, 13.2, 16.5, 19.9, 23.2, and finally 26.5, as we had for the entire pack, and the last two here will be the same, so that should be right, as far as I can ascertain and see. Now comes the moment then. Catch the thing on camera if it blows up. Yeah, now I will be connecting here then. Power supply to the BMS and all the cells to the BMS for the very first time. It seems to line up, it seems to match, the connector matches for that and everything. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened so far. Not sure if that's that. Maybe it's not supposed to do anything. It comes with a power button, which I've also hooked up here. So try not to get that tangled into all the balance wires. So just pull that out a little bit there. Do you power it on, or what you do? I suppose you do. A light came on, and it beeps. Okay, is that good? That could be good. This could be excellent, or it could be a catastrophe. Let me just check here now, because now now you're supposed to start up your. Here we have a very modern iPhone 8, and I suppose that is my BMS right there. Beep, yes, and wants to make a pair. Please input password, and if I did not remember this wrong, it should be 1 2 3 4 5 6. It was not. Just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't it 1 2 3 4 5 6? Make sure your mobile is, it's 1 2 3 4. But what? Click on the device name to connect the default. I see. 1 2 3 4 is most likely, I would think, then the passcode for the Bluetooth pairing, and then the BMS as such also has a password, modify password in time. It says there, blinking angrily at me. Look at that. 26.5 degrees, yet it is pretty damn warm in here. Right about now. My stove is going at it since it is so very cold outside. But there it is. And the cells, we see how balanced they are. The lowest one is at 3.291 according to this thing, and the highest one is at 3.298. So they're not very far apart. And hopefully that should also correspond, but inverted, to the measurements I made in, was it the video previous to this one, or was it the one before? Don't remember. Now what do I need to do here? I need to, yes, parameters need to be set for the first startup. Settings requires a password. The default parameter is to set the password 1 2 3 4 5 6. Simply set the number of units and battery type. Alright, but it seems to already know the number of units. Oh. Yes, settings maybe. Yeah, cell count is 8, correct. Capacity should be... Hello, am I allowed to verify password? Right. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay. Modify password, not right now. these are lithium iron phosphate cells, so I'll tap that. I'm supposed to get the defaults, and the battery capacity is 160 ampere hours. There you go. Advanced setting, calibrating calibrated voltage. The BMS thinks that this is 26.36. What did my multimeter think that it was? Not sure I trust either thing here more than the other, but 26.5 you say, and 26.36. So they are in slight disagreement there. But there you go. I'm going to maybe make a better measurement with a different multimeter that I trust a bit more before changing any of this around. And then we have all the settings for when it will start balancing, maximum amount of current it will use for balancing, over voltage protection, under voltage protection, all of that stuff. Continued charge current, if that goes about 25 amps, you will shut down. Right, that's more than my fuse anyway. Otherwise it would be a bit low, I'd say, for what I would. But continued discharge current, for the moment I'm setting this to 14 amps. There. Since I have a 15 amp fuse. And yes, temperatures, all sorts of rubbish, really rubbish, but all sorts of stuff that I might not be interested in delving too deeply into right now. And there I also see that there's a nut missing. There you go. If you can put that there, maybe we can see it. Modify password in time. What does that mean? In time? In time of before someone hacks my BMS and screws around with my settings and making it do dangerous things, maybe. I don't know. But there it is. So should we connect the fuse and see if the lights go on? 26 volts, 13 volts a piece for those two. That ought to be good. Nothing happened. But didn't anything happen? I was. You were supposed to come on there. Lights. Well, one of them might be broken. I'm not sure that they actually work. Come to think of it. But the fuse didn't blow. Right, has anything else come loose here or... No. Not really. Oh, okay. You know, I think the most reasonable explanation is the simplest one, and that is that one of those lights that you rigged up here to test this with is not actually functioning. That could be it. You can do a resistance measurement. See, I don't know whether maximum 10 watts it says on the armature, but I don't know what sort of bulb is in it. So that doesn't, but it should not be. It should be something. The amount of resistance here. Yes, just be careful now. Don't do anything stupid or silly. No. Just keep that wire out of the way, and then we just simply try and measure the resistance of this here. Right bulb. That is what I'm doing now. Yes. That one is not broken. 8.4 ohms. Okay, now we do the other one. You don't touch there. No, don't touch there now. Don't. It really wants to go there. Yes. And there. That one is not broken neither. What's the matter then? Have I made a silly mistake? Or what's wrong? What is wrong? Do I need to do something more? Maybe I'm not. There could be more things in the BMS to look at, like, for example, allowing discharging of the battery. think that there is a setting for that. Might not be enabled by default. For example, could be for that. This is a complete circuit, about 8-9 ohms a piece there for the lights. 16 ohms for a 26.36 volt supply, whatever that works out to be, in form of power and so on. It says right here, discharge is off, mate. It's not supposed to work. How do you turn that on? Settings, maybe. Control, perhaps. Aha, discharge. Now then, see if we can see the light or what will happen. There we go. Discharge on. Ta-da! It actually works. Wonderful, magnificent, fantastico. Honom ska vi ha. There you go. I'm driving a load with my battery. Fantastic. Port switch CAN or RS485. I want it for RS485, I think. I don't want it for RS485. No, that's for later. I intend to speak with a microcontroller with this BMS to be able to do some of the things that I can do in here. No. There we go. Why does it need to beep for me changing tabs here? That doesn't make... Maybe you can turn that off somehow. I mean, it's fine if it beeps when I'm changing a setting. That's alright, but this I'm only reading different pages in the app. But yeah, we're drawing drawing 600 milliamperes. That's what we're doing. It doesn't work out the wattage for me, apparently. Claims that I have a state of charge of 69%. It does not know what my state of charge is. Since I'd imagine I need to at least just charge it fully before it has any clue what my state of charge is. But yeah, we're driving a load with the battery, with my home built battery that is not even built yet, but it is something. Yeah, that is something. And the lowest voltage cell there, number 4, it is still the lowest voltage cell. But the highest voltage cell has jumped to number 1. Yes, and I really would like to charge it completely and discharge it completely to make a capacity test, see if this is actually, if the cells are good, so on. But we know that the BMS is, we don't know that it's good, but we know that it does something. And it's 26.5 degrees in here, so it's very warm, and I'm getting a bit sweaty and such. Not only from the slight nervousness that came out of this endeavor, but also because it is damn warm here. It's a bit too warm now. I've overheated my house, regrettably. But yeah, it's working, as I said now 15 times. You've made the statement now that it's working. Yes, but it is. I don't know what to add, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I think that we'll leave it at that. My battery is working, and my BMS seems to be working too, at least so far. It does the most basic things anyway. Maybe I should turn the balance on here before. Oh, charging we can leave off until we actually have a ways to charge, a means to charge it. Emergency heating. I have that built in the caravan. You don't need to worry. Balance, yeah, balance I want on, I'd imagine. Yes. I said it's very hot temperature in the BMS. Yeah, I think that MOS temp there, that is more close to the actual room temperature, 30 degrees, than the batteries. The batteries have been sitting around here for a while, and I'd imagine that it takes a while for the heat in the room to make it all the way into the... No, the battery has not, it doesn't know. The battery temperature are these two. They ought to be the same. Why is the MOSFET showing 30 degrees whilst I'm feeling the BMS here and there is no heat? Really? These are things that we can ponder on later. It is working now. Silly person, you can't measure to get the proper temperature of one of these here batteries. You should apparently have a thermocouple, and not to anything that I can access here. No, you want to measure the temperature of the electrolyte. That's not going to happen here in Dr. Pluring's battery enterprise. Don't have any way of doing that safely, even remotely safely. I'm missing a nut. I am missing a nut, and it's not in the bag. I have one busbar remaining, but I misplaced it, or I did not count them before, of course. It would stand to reason that they would send one nut for every terminal. It might be because, or it is elsewhere maybe. It is working without it, but it should be there. But yes, get off it now. You're good. You're showing the good people that you built the battery and that it is working. Still drawing 0.6 of an amp. That would be good for now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching here Dr. Pluring's battery enterprise, or battery building adventures, or such. We'll see next time if it comes to charging this thing, or what it will be next time, or it could be finding the missing nut and putting that there. Could be anything. Cheerio.